What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today. And today we have the December 2022 Albuquerque Sunport International Airport update for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's videos. Today we have another loaded Albuquerque update in store for you guys. Various aircraft movements and all kinds of fun items to dive into for today's airport update. I really hope you guys are excited for it. And without any further delay, let's get started, everybody. So Albuquerque's doing really well. Really excited. This is somehow the final Albuquerque update for the year, which is crazy to think about, but man, 2022 has came and gone, but man, it has been such a good year, and I just don't even know what to say. We'll talk about that more later in the update, but let's get started over here with the B concourses. We have several awesome airplanes, as you guys can see, to dive into. So without any further delay, let's get started. Currently loading up right here at Gate Alpha 2. This is the United Airlines Airbus A319. This guy's currently loading up with a non-stop service today out to San Francisco after making a service today in from Chicago O'Hare. So both those services have been going really well. I've been really glad to see their mainline progression throughout the year, as both the services earlier this year started out as regional jets. So it's very encouraging to see that progression right there for United. I think they've done a really good job on those services. So the 319 coming in from San Francisco, heading out to Chicago. Following that over there, we have the Boutique PC-12. This guy's currently loading up. Of course, there would be your Terminal C little apron over there, but unfortunately, my diorama doesn't quite have enough room for it, so I do park him there. This guy's currently making the non-stop flight today in from Carlsbad, New Mexico. This guy's going to be heading back out there. A really cool EAS service here out of the Sunport, and you love to see it right there for Boutique. Let's pan into the Southwest Airlines section, as we have several awesome aircraft over here, as you guys can see. Beginning with the first one, Southwest's Boeing 737-700 Canyon Blue livery is currently getting ready to push back for a non-stop service out to San Diego, California today. This guy made a service earlier in from Baltimore, so really good services right there for Southwest. They've continued to do really well here at Albuquerque, and I'm excited to see where they progress in 2023, and hopefully some more new routes to go along with that. So Southwest service out to San Diego after coming in from Baltimore, or the other way around, whichever way I said, I'm sorry. Here's the Southwest Airlines 737-800 by NG Models. They did a really good job on this model, and I'm glad to add this one. This is the latest edition, of course, from 2022. This guy's currently making the non-stop service today in from Houston Hobby. And this guy, if I can talk today, this guy's going to have the continuing service out to the Los Angeles International Airport. Southwest has continued to do very well on their California services, too. And I've been glad to see Southwest going really strong here out of Albuquerque, and they've done it really well. Huge market share and a great airline, to say the least. Pushing back, we have the Max 8 right here for Southwest. This guy's currently pushing back with a non-stop service out to Dallas Love Field today. This guy came in earlier today from the Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. Both those routes have also been going very well, despite the competition from predominantly American Airlines. And then right here, as you guys can see in some very nice lighting, we have the Southwest Airlines 737-700 with the blended winglets. This is the Waffle Collectibles exclusive that came out, I believe, in like June or July of 2021, somewhere around there. It's been a few months at this point for sure, but obviously over a year. It's been a really nice model to add to the collection. I've really enjoyed having this one. This guy's currently making the non-stop service today in from Burbank. And this guy's going to have a continuing service today out to Oakland. So really good services right there, and they continue to do a very good job here out of Albuquerque. So you love to see right there for Southwest, carrying the low-cost carriers, if you will. Also, I forgot to mention this in the previous update, so I apologize, but I have no idea what's going on with the Legion. I don't think are even on the wiki anymore, which is quite interesting, but I'm not sure what is going on with them, whether they'll choose to come back or not. I hope they do, because they were a really nice unit here at Albuquerque, but it has been several months, so we'll have to see. But I thought I would make note of that, so hopefully they'll come back, but I think it's just a shortage right now, so we'll just have to see what happens with that. Currently loading up right here at Alpha 7, we have the Spirit Airlines Airbus A320neo, turning into a commonplace item with the Las Vegas service at this point. I've really enjoyed having Spirit here, and I think they've been a really nice addition to the Sunport. They've made a tremendous impact with their daily service on the 320neo, and I think all these additional seats are really going to help travelers out to Las Vegas. So really glad to get to see this, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. So this guy's heading up to Las Vegas. Currently loading up right here to start off our United lineup at B5 is the United Airlines Airbus A320. This is the Continental Globe Edition, and this guy's currently making the non-stop flight today in from Houston, and he's going to be heading back out there. Houston's been doing really well here for United. They've continued to strive really hard on that with some Mace 175s, Commuter 145s, and the Airbus A320, of course, which has been really nice for their mainline branch. I think they've done a really good job with this service this year. It's been quite a few regional jets over the course of the pandemic. I think they've done a really good job getting it up to the mainline at this point for the overnight flight. So really nice. This guy, like I said, is making the non-stop service today in from Houston. The Starline 737-800 is making another appearance here at Albuquerque. I'd love to get this aircraft in here whenever I can. This guy's currently coming in from Denver today on one of 3 daily mainline flights. You have a 320 and 2 737-800s, which is a really solid showing here for United. I think they've done a very good job with this service here at Albuquerque. And like I was talking about in the previous update, this has been a really nice service here at Albuquerque. So Starline 737 Evo colors, of course. This guy's making it out to Denver turnaround service. Pushing back, getting ready here, just getting a little bit of fuel, and then he's going to be pushing back as this American Eagle Embraer ERJ-175. This guy's on the behalf of Envoy Air, and this guy's fully loaded for his turnaround service out to the Austin, Texas International Airport. They've done really well out of Austin. I'm excited to see where American progresses with that mini hub, if you will. I think it's been a really cool operation for American, and I'm very confident that they will continue to progress on that going into 2023, and it's been a great route here throughout 2022. So very pleased with that effort, and I'm excited to see where they progress. American Eagle Embraer ERJ-175 out to Austin, Texas. Glad to get a very nice heritage delivery in here today. Currently loading up over here. I believe this is Alpha 3. Is going to be your, or I'm sorry, this might actually be, sorry, let me get the camera straight. I believe this actually B, or let me see, I'm sorry. B1. I think this is B1. This is the American Airlines 737-800 in the TWA retro colors. This guy's going to make the non-stop service today in from the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport with a service back out to Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. Both those destinations have been doing very well for American. I've been pleased to see their effort on that service. American's done really well here, and it's really nice to get the TWA delivered in here because TWA had a really cool operation out of Albuquerque, and I hope to maybe encompass that one day in the future. They had L-1011, 767-200s, you name any mainline aircraft that they had, and that was an narrow body that was here. So TWA had a really cool operation here, and I thought it was definitely worth representing. Most of that ended up getting integrated into American's operation, but American unfortunately did discontinue some of the frequencies but they kind of built that back into Dallas. So it was definitely a tough loss for the Sunport, but I think Southwest kind of took over some of those routes too to kind of get some of that capital. So nice job there for TWA, but definitely really cool to get the heritage livery in there to represent their awesome run here at Albuquerque. Speaking of which, here's the Airbus A319 for American. This is the LUS registration. This guy's currently making the non-stop flight today with the CFM engines and fits tips, of course, for LUS too. This guy's currently making the non-stop flight today in from the Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport, and this guy's going to be heading, oh, I'm sorry, not Phoenix, Chicago here, my bad. This guy's coming in from Chicago, which is a little unusual. That's why I thought it was Phoenix, but it is actually a Chicago flight. American's been doing really well competing with United on this service, and I think they're going to have a really interesting battle going in 2023. It would not surprise me if we would see some regional jets come back and all those different planes, but it'll be a really fun battle. So it's going to be fun to see how the airlines compete and hopefully more awesome aircraft too as a result of that. So really glad to get to see this right here. And like I said, this guy's making that service today in from O'Hare. Turnaround service, looking good. Currently loading up right here, we have the Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9. This guy's making a, not necessarily a one-off, but a one-weekly service out to Portland. Now, the flight is still daily, but it's actually on 737-900s, but they do have a MAX 9 that comes in on Wednesday nights, so I thought it would be cool to get to represent that here with this MAX. So this guy's currently coming in from Portland, and actually we'll be continuing out to Seattle, which is a daily 737 MAX 9, which is really cool, and I'd love to get to see it. And we'll take a look at another MAX 9 later on in the update, so stay tuned for that. It's looking really nice. JetBlue is still dormant. They had a really good 2022. I was really surprised they kind of fell off a roof, but hopefully they'll be back on the roof pretty soon. No pun intended. We'll have to see, but hopefully it'll be back in shape here pretty soon. But very interesting to say the least right there. But this guy's currently making the service in, like I said, well, obviously no service from JFK, but hopefully they'll be coming back soon because JFK is a great destination out of the Sunport. Delta Connection, Embraer ERJ-170 filling for a SkyWest Embraer ERJ-175. And no, I'm not going to say it because I'm pre-recording this, so maybe it's been done, maybe it's not. But nevertheless, this Delta 175 is getting ready for the push out to Salt Lake City. This is a 3 daily flight, and I'm hopeful that they'll get a mainline flight on here soon, but still nice to have our 175s because they are really nice airplanes and they really help in reference to the design. Delta Airlines Airbus A321 making one of 3 daily Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson International Airport services or Citrus Aviation's airport. Feel free to drop those local fan pictures and subscriber routes, and I'll be sure to get those orientated going into 2023. It's been a nice service here at Albuquerque. It's been nice and consistent. You really can't complain. Obviously, this was 737-900 for a very long time until the pandemic, and then they kind of shifted it over to the 321. So I'm sure the 737 coming back is not out of the question. Just I think the 321 efficiency really helps out for this route. 737 is used more on even longer flights in different realms like that. The Delta, like I said, this guy's heading out to Atlanta, Hotlanta, if you will. Delta Connection, Embraer ERJ-170 filling in for SkyWest Embraer ERJ-175. You guys already know the drill. This guy's heading out to the Los Angeles International Airport. This has been a good route here for Delta. I think they're going to continue to expand on that. So this guy's currently getting those final passengers on board. He's going to be pushed back here momentarily. Looking good. Currently panning over, I should say, right here, we have the Frontier Airbus A320neo. This is Poppy the Prairie Dog. This guy's currently loading up with a non-stop flight today out to Las Vegas, and we'll be heading back out there. That is a 3-weekly flight on the A320neo this month, so that is why you're finding Poppy the Prairie Dog in here this month. Really nice model here from Gemini. I thought they did a pretty good job. Obviously, you have your typical A320neo mold defects, if you want to call it that, but we're not going to get into that here. I think it's still a really good model. Frontier's been doing pretty well. I hope to see their Denver service return soon, but for the moment, we have our flight to Las Vegas, so glad to get to see it, and hopefully we'll get Denver back in the future. Last but certainly not least, for the passenger terminal here at B4, you have the American Eagle Embraer ERJ-175. This is going to be a SkyWest flight this time, and no, it is not filling in. This guy has the enhanced winglets, the non-stop flight out to the Los Angeles International Airport as well, going right against Delta and Southwest on that service. This is a, I think we have one 175 and one CR7 this month, so nice to get to see what SkyWest is doing out there with American's operations with the 175. I think that's a really good addition for American's fleet and a very quality one going into the future. They'll be able to use these planes for quite some time. I don't anticipate them getting retired probably till 2040 at the earliest, so really excited for that, and it's going to be pretty awesome. Again, to reference the newer Embraer 175s with the enhanced winglets that SkyWest just got, not necessarily the Republic 175s that Delta has with the slanted winglets, for instance. Those are much older, so, but nevertheless, looking very nice right there. Taxiing into the apron, we have the FedEx Express Airbus A300 freighter. This guy's currently making a non-stop flight in from Lubbock, Texas, and this guy's going to be continuing out to Memphis. Those flights have been doing really well here, and I'm glad to see the cargo operations continuing to thrive into 2023, hopefully. I'll be eager to see how they progress on it here out of the Sunport, but looking very nice at the very least, looking good. And then here is our GA section today. We have several awesome aircraft over here, so let's dive into those. Beginning with the Cessna 172. This guy's currently making a flight over to Santa Fe, New Mexico today. This guy's actually based here at Albuquerque, so that is why he's currently making a couple of small flights around, so you'll love to see it right there. It's subbing in for that advanced air right here, of course, for the King Air 350. I talked about this in the previous update, but I'm very hopeful to get the custom done very soon, so definitely expect that. This guy's currently making the non-stop flight in from Silver City today, looking good. And this Learjet 75 in the orangish livery is currently making a non-stop flight today in from the Rosnell, New Mexico airport. And this guy's going to have the continuing flight today. Let's send him over to Provo, Utah. I've really been interested with that airport's efforts from various destinations. So I'm excited to see where that goes from here. But like I said, this guy's making it out to Provo. Alrighty, here we go into the cargo section. The UPS Boeing 757-200 freighter is currently making a non-stop turnaround this time out to Dallas-Fort Worth. It's went out to various destinations, but the turnaround out to Dallas has been pretty popular too. So we'll say he's turning around out to DFW. 767s, of course, you guys already know the drill. We'd love to see it. Here's the UPS variant right here. This guy's currently making the non-stop flight in from Ontario today and continuing out to Louisville. It's been a really strong service here for UPS. They've done really well here, and I'm excited to see how I can expand on their operation going into the future. Looking good. Lastly, for the 767, we have the FedEx variant right here. That is going to be the non-winglet freighter version, not the ER. FedEx actually bought these brand new, which is pretty interesting. I thought that FedEx would have tried to get more older aircraft like they did with some of their other freighters, and UPS done that too, like their DC-10s and all that. So, you know, they're still really efficient aircraft and really helpful, especially with the large operation FedEx has in 2022. So I still think that was interesting, though, that they just chose to flat outright buy them when, you know, you have American 767s in the deserts, I think a couple of Delta and United ones, plenty of 757s and all those various airplanes. But what can I say? Cargo is cargo. It's a unique operation. And like, for instance, with the 747s that cargo airlines operate, that's a little bit more justifiable, I think, because those are big investments anyways. So you don't want a 747 breaking immediately. But some of these older aircraft, I would think that maybe it would be a little bit more tolerable, especially for the duration of time they've done it. But like the FedEx 757s and all that, there's some of those that are there too. But that's enough on that rant. I just thought I'd mention that. I just thought it was interesting that FedEx just straight outright bought these. But nevertheless, here's their 767. This guy's heading out to Memphis as per usual. This is an awesome flight here for FedEx, and I think they do a really good job with their operations. So personally, I mainly get all my packages from USPS personally, but from what I've experienced, I've had good experiences with both companies for what I've used UPS and FedEx for. I have a little bit more accessibility to UPS, so they tend to deliver more of my items, but FedEx is still really good when I do get to use their ground products and all that. So, but I know the FedEx 2-day shipping is really popular and all that, those options. I think FedEx has a really good quality service. I think it's just more expensive. Again, this is not my expertise, just kind of speaking on the cargo, because it's fun to get to change it up a little bit. You know, when you're just looking at these planes, sometimes you don't really think about what they are actually doing. But these guys are actually moving tons of cargo, literally tons worth of cargo, which is very appreciative in my opinion. I'm very appreciative for these items in my opinion, excuse me. and it's very helpful to get all of this cargo products. And I think they also do some work for USPS as well out of various airports, and I think they also help out with some other carriers too. So really cool with the cargo stuff, and I definitely look to enhance my learning and hopefully get some new ones like the ATR Prime Air, and I'd like to get some ABX cargos and some ATIs and all of those. Those would be really nice, whether they're customly done or actual like die-cast aircraft. So really excited, or you know, decal or actual like models that have been released. So I don't know where exactly they'll come from, but I'm hopeful because that would be really cool, and I'm excited to enhance that. So nice little spill right there in the cargo section, because they deserve a ton of respect, and they've helped us out so much getting all of our products, especially through the recent years with the pandemic. Sorry about that, I meant to zoom in, but instead I ended the video. So still looking really good, and you gotta be very appreciative of it. Okay, cargo rant over. Next up, Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700. This guy's in the Maryland livery. This guy's currently making the nonstop flight today in from let's see here. Let's see if I can get any. I'm really surprised they don't have St. Louis. I really thought they would have had St. Louis, but they don't have St. Louis. So let's say this guy's coming in from Denver, and this guy's going to have a continuing flight today over to, just making sure I don't miss any. I just wanted to make sure that I don't think they have San Jose out of Albuquerque, because I always get Albuquerque, Reno, and Orange County confused. Thinking if I missed any here, I'm sorry guys. Just want to make sure that there wasn't any that I upfrontly missed. I guess we go with Austin again. Just was trying to change it up if there were any, and I'm sorry if I missed some obvious ones, so my bad on that. But nevertheless, McConnell KC-135 making over here. This model's been really helpful for the collection. Just a nice plain KC-135. I really like it, and I'll definitely be using this for different Air Force bases. I definitely hope to get to represent some of the Albuquerque or New Mexico stuff going into the future too. I feel like that would be really cool. But nevertheless, this is just making a training round around the area, so you'll have to see it right there. This American Airlines 737-800 is currently holding short of runway 08. He probably should be more like right here, but nevertheless, there we go. This guy's currently holding short with a nonstop service today out to Phoenix after coming in from the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. This route's been really helpful for American. They've done a really good job on this service, and I think they're going to progress really well with that mainline operation here. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here, and like I said, he's out to Dallas. Last but certainly not least, we're going to get a really cool view today of the Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9. This is the West Coast Wonders Orca livery, and this guy's currently coming in from the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport after coming in from Portland. This is a really, really cool airplane. I love all the detail on it. I talked about it in some previous updates, but I'll just turn it sideways so you guys can really get a nice view of it. We have some really nice lighting here, so it's nice to get a nice up-close shot with it, if you will. Proudly all Boeing, but what can I say? This is a really nice airplane. If you haven't got it, I would highly recommend getting it. Probably on the Alaska Company store at this point, but really, really nice livery. I love the purpose, and they did a really good job designing that aircraft, and it's an awesome one to have for the collection. I'd highly recommend it for anybody's fleet, especially if you're looking for a fun purpose, a really pretty livery, and ultimately a really cool one, and a different airline too with Alaska. So that's really nice, and you love to see it right there for Alaska. Speaking of which, that is it for today's Albuquerque update. That is 2022 for Albuquerque, guys. That's crazy to think about. We've done, let's see now, I think 4 full years, because 2019, 2020, 2021, now 2022, and then half of 2018. So the 5-year anniversary is going to be in June. I'm really excited. I have no idea where I'll be in life at that point, but I know that I'm going to be here, and I'm really excited to encompass whatever those details may be. It's going to be a huge day for the channel to really reflect and just think about, wow, 5 years of Albuquerque updates, which Albuquerque is really, it's a really important airport. I know that, you know, it may only have 20 gates and everything, but Albuquerque really is what got the channel off the ground. We started with consistent Albuquerque updates, then Dallas came to consistency, then we added Tulsa onto that with Pensacola, and then following that, I believe we added in Reno, which took us into Phoenix, which took us in the storyline as well, and then of course Great Plains, and then hopefully in the future San Del Cabo and any other airport projects that I may have some time to work on. Speaking of which, should be getting close to Christmas break as this is coming out, so hope everybody's excited for Christmas, and hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. That should have passed fairly recently, so I hope you guys are having fantastic holidays. This is a fun time of the year, of course, despite the colder temperatures and more gloomy days and all those different items. It's still a great time to get to spend with family, friends, and do all the fun items and just hang out. You know, it's a fun time. The ending of fall, it's a great period to enjoy it, and I absolutely love it. So really excited for this holiday season. It should be great. I hope you guys have been enjoying all the content that's been coming out. I'm sure I've been working very hard on it. If I'm pre-recording 2 months in advance, I'm sure that we're working pretty hard on it. So I hope you guys have been thoroughly enjoying enjoying it. It's been a pleasure to make these videos, and I'm so excited. Time is flying, but we're most certainly going to enjoy every day of it, and I would recommend taking it one day at a time, enjoying every moment, because you never know what's going to come up next, and you always want to enjoy everything that you do. So I highly recommend doing it to the best of your ability, and 2023 is going to be a great year. Albuquerque is going into year number 5, or actually year 6, I should say. We're halfway through 5. So it's really exciting to see what's going on for the Sunport, and we're going to encompass all the... Alrighty, sorry about that, guys, but what I was saying is really excited for Christmas break here. I do have 5 weeks off, so hopefully I'll finally get some time. I'd really like to develop the San Del Cabo Model Airport. That is something that I've been trying to do for quite some time now, and unfortunately I've just never got a chance to sit down. But what I've been doing here in the fall is getting ahead on some projects that I've been really wanting to work on into 2023. So hopefully I'll have some time to work on projects like a new airport and some various other movements I have going on for the channel. Spotting vlogs, hopefully that was another one that I really want to get back to and everything, but we'll talk about that more throughout live streams and channel updates and everything in the coming months. But we got to start with the consistency, and that was kind of the focal point, obviously, with everything going on. So I hope you guys are excited for it. Nevertheless, it's going to be so much fun. Really excited for what's to come. It's going to be a fantastic time, and really excited for what's to come, and I hope you guys are as well. So with all that being said, that will do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe, trust the process, do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see Albuquerque in 2023 as Redriveraviation is signing off.